The following video clip contains strong language and has therefore been rated 18 plus by the YouTube NECCA. Viewer discretion is advised. YouTube, NECCA, and the makers of this video do not condone the usage of foul language in any situation or circumstance. The explicit content shown within this clip may also be disturbing viewing for mature adults. All people in and involved with this video are innocent until proven guilty.
Alright, so we back on the fix for New York. I am one half of the team, your co-host Cash First 456 on IG, even though they censored me, so you could reach me now at the Fix for New York on IG. My co-host Z Dot will not be here with us this evening, but he is here with us in spirit. God bless the brother Z. But who I do have with us here this evening is not one, not two, but three amazing, intellectual, entrepreneurial, driven, red-pilled men. First and foremost, Mr. Red Pill Rican himself. After that, Ted Santos, the man who's been breaking down and explaining everything throughout life that, I learned a lot from watching your videos. And my brother, we going in a decade strong. This man and I have been in several different network marketing companies together. We've made, a good amount of money together, and we want to continue making it happen. My brother, London Mcintosh. And tonight is going to be a red pill convo for the ages, definitely. So I think everybody here has officially earned a... So Ted, Red, London, what's going on, fellas? How y'all been?
Hey, what's good, man?
Great.
Everything's cool, man.
That's how you know Israel.
Hey, appreciate it, man. You have been very generous to me, man. You invited a lot of people. I know one day I was doing a live stream and I just saw 100 names just start packing through the Instagram. I was like, I think during that time someone was saying, "Oh, younger guys, they won't listen to this." I said, "Well, they're packing in the house tonight, man." So
what?
Yeah,
I would be considered a younger guy, and I listen. So what they talking about?
he said it's just harder to talk to younger guys. He was in his 40s, so but I told him, I said, man, younger guys are listening.
They need to listen.
The phone, man. Yeah, they definitely do. Yeah, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about. We gotta unite, spread the message, do our best to have teamwork, proper communication, and clarity. You know what I mean? Because the red pill itself is accepting the harsh realities of life and making the decision to go about it, like a warrior. That you're not gonna let nothing destroy you. You understand that fairy tales are, what the title says, fairy tales.
Right.
So you're gonna try to get past, all of that emotional stuff and just be as productive and the best version of yourself as possible. You know what I mean? Because, we could all agree the minute that you get in your, I missed a moment. Hold on, I got you right now. The minute that you get in your, that's when shit, can happen to go down for people. And that's something that is unnecessary. Feelings are cool depending on the occasion, but if there's a problem about or a task to be handled, the last thing you need to do is be all up in your, because then you ain't gonna get shit done, right or wrong.
Right. What's going on, Motivate?
But yeah, so like Ted and Red Pill, and London too, you guys, to me, it's like assembling like an all-star team. Like you got your Allen Iverson, you got your Tracy McGrady. I'm a '90s, early 2000 NBA lover. And shout out to the '80s as well and shit. But you have your Matumbo or Shaq, whoever you choose, or you can even have Kobe. Um, like you structure the team right and get it moving. And shout out Coach Greg Adams, Texting Prince, Better Bachelor, Casual Bachelor, Young Men's Daily Red Pill, Mission, and all the other brothers in the Red Pill community because they're starting to unite as well. And when I told Coach Greg Adams about what we was about to do tonight, he was like, "Oh shit, make it happen because that's what we need now more than ever, unity." When you got more people on the landmine field, more eyes looking at, any type of sand that's looking different than the other piece of sand, we could alert each other, warn each other, and have each other's backs. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. It's a good way to put it. Good way.
But yeah, so like what do you guys think? For any young man or any guy at any age range, like what would be like the first steps? Like there's no right answer. Like this could be anybody's opinion, and we could see like how receptive people are to it. But what do you think would be the right steps for anybody like trying to make the best out of their life right now? Let's say for example they just got out of a bad breakup, or they didn't make the sports team that they wanted to make, or unfortunately, I don't wish this upon nobody, they didn't get the job that they wanted to get. Like what do you guys think? And whoever want to go first, go ahead.
Well, in high school, Michael Jordan was cut from the varsity basketball team, right? So that's a perfect example of someone who didn't make the team, and look what he turned that into. So you could say, so you, like you said, don't get into your feelings, right? So if he would have gotten into his feelings and said, "Oh man, they don't want me. I'm never gonna be anything. I didn't make it." And I wasn't there, I don't know, but what it seemed like he did is he just rethought about everything instead of, because here's what people do when they get in their feelings. They make up a whole story. So what happens? Technically, all that happened is he didn't make the team. That's what happened, right? He wasn't a player that met the caliber of the people on the team. So instead of having feelings about it, he dealt with the facts, the reality. I didn't play as well as the other people, so I didn't make it. So what am I going to do about that? So I'm going to assume it's like he went to the top of the mountain and trained by himself. And he trained to be a player that no one had ever seen. So, if you think about it, if you want to train to make the team, that's one way to train.
Yeah.
But if you want to train to be better than anyone who's ever played basketball, you're going to be doing some crazy stuff out there. You're going to be training, and not just for basketball, you're going to be training your body to be able to do things it's never done. So if you're whether coming out of a breakup or you're young and starting out, things happen, man, right? If you can master going through chaos and problems and breakdowns without letting the feelings run your life, and then stay focused on the end game, the thing you want to accomplish, you're gonna be way ahead of everyone else.
Hey, no lie. That definition, explanation. That was dope. London Red, whoever wants to go next, but said, wow, you said.
I think. Oh, okay, go ahead.
No, Red go first. I said.
All right. I think most importantly, it has to be something that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't want to do it, you're not gonna have the motivation. And what's the point?
That's true.
Because you could point people in the right direction all you want. You can know what the right thing to do is, but if you don't want it, then you're not gonna get nowhere. You're gonna half-ass it. You're not gonna give it your best. And you can be stuck right where you at. Because I see it with guys who ask me for help, and I'll tell them, okay, so what are you doing about it? You tell them how to fix themselves, and they don't do it. And then a week later, hit me up about something happened. It's like, didn't I warn you about that? Didn't I tell you not to do certain things or do this? So it's all about, like, do you want it? How bad do you want it? And this comes back to the story with me, for example, because my father used to put me in sports a lot.
Yeah.
And I got tired of it. And it got to the point where I didn't get better because I didn't want to do it no more. So my college year, I actually made the team without even trying. I was like, I can't believe I made the team. I didn't want to make the team. So I just quit because it wasn't in my heart to do it. I mean, if you don't want to do something, that's what's gonna happen. So you got to have the motivation.
Okay,
So
okay.
it was my
Good
father's
words.
dream. It wasn't my dream.
Right.
Yeah, so you gotta, man. Let me hold on, because it's true. Without the motivation, like the motivation is like the bringing the oil and the fire together, and then boom, like it's gonna ignite. And with that motivation, that's gonna ignite your drive, and you're gonna say, okay, I want to get this done. I want to get this girl. I want to get this job. I want to learn how to build this or fix this, and boom, you jump out and you do it. I want to share this marketing idea with somebody. You know, London, go ahead, brother, man.
So I would just like to talk about. You said after a breakup, I just went through a breakup a few years ago, and one thing I've learned from being in a relationship is that if the relationship comes to a break, it's okay and you have to let it go because God works in mysterious ways and everything happens for a reason. So I've learned to not stress because if you stress on the past, it's not going to make your future better thinking about something that's already happened. So you need to think about the future and what the future holds and always just be happy and positive. So when you go out there and you meet people, you're not thinking about your ex or what she's doing. You have to be thinking about the new person that comes into your life, the new person that can be in your path, that they can make you happy. And you don't have to be thinking about someone that's gone. You can't bring them back, and if you got hurt for a reason,
Right.
it's because God was giving you a lesson to learn from that so you can move on to something better.
Brought the Almighty into it. I like it. I like it, B. Yeah, because with the red pill, the manosphere, and all that, we have seen a lot that throughout like society, government assistance, school, the Department of Education, Board of Education, um, a lot of things are really geared towards assisting women, and all of us here, we love women. We want to see women do amazing in life, but again, the red pill is like the first outlet in a long time, besides like the Big Brother programs, which as y'all seen have really gotten like cut. Because I remember back in the '90s, there was a lot more Big Brother programs compared to today's date. YMCA's, these were spots where guys, young boys, or guys at any age could go, like if they needed like somebody to vent to, some type of counseling, if they wanted to play any sports and wanted to play with people who weren't gonna be out here on some hoodlum shit, because you go out and play in public basketball courts and there's always a possibility of a shootout breaking out and things like that, God forbid. Know what I mean? So what we see less and less of today are like outlets and or male spaces. How Coach Greg Adams and many other red pill content creators tend to title it. So it's just like now we've seen like the suicide rates amongst men. We see that the majority of homeless within the United States and even the planet are men, and it's just like guys like us, we've all been through hardships, but we've managed to overcome them and continue moving forward to further get ahead in life and achieve our goals. And it's just like we want to show guys like tomorrow's another day. Don't let that one girl who might have hurt your feelings destroy you. All right, you ain't get that job. That's God saying that there's something better for you. And in the meanwhile, like focus on improving yourself daily, whether it's working out, reading, or listening to an audiobook. I'll be honest, I'm probably the worst reader here. I could read, but I prefer auditory. So I like listening to shit like Coach Greg Adams, for example. He got 2 books, and I want the audios because, like me personally, it's just like fuck. I gotta read this shit. The United States Constitution. I throw it on the TV and I just listen to it. So we're pioneering this new outlet, Red Pill, MGTOW, telling guys, hey, if you're unhappy with yourself, if you're functioning at a low frequency, you know,
Right.
if you need workout tips, you know, London, Red Pill, said like you guys, I've seen you guys like be in the gym consistently, you know. There was one time my brother London right here in a network marketing company that we were in, he won the 8 week challenge not once but twice. And what the 8 week challenge was you take before and after pictures, and whoever got the best results of a bunch of contestants
Worldwide.
worldwide
Wow.
will get gifted
Good job,
a bunch
man.
of products. You know, and yeah,
Congratulations.
props by the way.
Wow.
Thank you.
You know, with Red, like Red, I look at you and no homo on some brother shit, like you inspire me. You seen like I write to you sometimes like yo, I'm doing a workout right now, or I just finished working out and shit. Because if you remember back in the 90s, there was a lot of brolic Puerto Ricans in New York. That was like a stereotype and shit. And it kind of fell off, especially after Big Pun died. God bless, R.I.P. You know, we wish you were here with us, Godfather. So like you inspire me because it's like you never gave up, you kept going, you know. And then with Ted, like we look at Ted, and Ted came from, you know, older time period in which the technology wasn't as advanced as it is now. If you scheduled a meeting, you had to be there. You had to be like punctual and all that. You had to make sure you catch that bus, that train, that cab, or that you're leaving and driving at a certain time. And to see you be one of the few like survivors from that time period, because we've seen a lot of guys get strung out, get destroyed, or just give up, you know. So what we're doing is we're providing an outlet, and telling guys, hey, if you're not feeling at your best, come through, and this is a judgment-free zone, you know.
Right.
Yeah, be and you know,
give yourself a bullet, man. Give yourself a bullet. You deserve it.
There you go.
But yeah, like what motivates you guys every morning? You know, like we talked about like what other people like need to work on, but what motivates Ted? What motivates London? What motivates Red? You know, whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
I want to go first. I want to talk about something that motivates me. What motivates me is knowing the person that made me, my mother, has taken care of me. I grew up without a father. So my goal is I see her go to work every single day to give me a better life. And I have so much motivation to, when she gets to the age where she can't do that, she's had surgery on her knees and her arms and shoulders from doing hair all day, 6 days a week. I want to be able to retire her so she doesn't have to depend on stepping in a place to make a payment. So I have motivation every day to try to figure out as much as I can do to, because we have land in our island that is there. Then I want to build a retirement home for my mother so I can make sure she's happily satisfied and at ease. So I have motivation every day to do as much as I can to be productive, to work out so I can be healthy. Like today, I just signed up to the gym for my mom so we can be healthier, because the longer we're healthier, the longer we're going to be alive. So that's my motivation.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I like that a lot. You know,
I could keep going, but I'm not gonna be too greedy with the time. You know what I'm saying?
Feels you. Red, Ted, whoever wants to take it next, go ahead.
For me, my motivation is, I remember I shared there was like a study done about people's biggest regrets, and one of the things they did with guys who were typically on their deathbeds or whatever, like their deepest regret was not so much that, you know, it wasn't so much as people thinking, oh, a love interest that was lost or whatever. It was that they didn't get to accomplish and become the best that they could have been. They felt like they let the ball drop in a lot of opportunities that they had. So I'm like, I don't want that to be me in like 60 years, you know, or 50 years from now. Like, no, I want to look back and be like, hey, you know, I went for it. If I didn't make it, I didn't make it. But you know what? If I went for it, I made it. So that's what I'm trying to cut back on regrets. I'm like, yeah, I don't want that to be me in 50 years. But like, damn, you know, if I would have done this, it could have turned out this way. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that was very Now, I found that very interesting. With women, it tend to be lost love interest, but with guys, it's about stuff that they could have accomplished, but they didn't.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
and that was pretty interesting.
Nice.
Dope. Ted? You're taking a swig, people. Party.
So I'll give two motivating forces. So when I was 11, I started training push-ups, sit-ups, leg raises, all that, because I wanted cut. I saw Bruce Lee, I saw cut, and I was that was all I needed to see. But I think I also had an advantage. I was born into a house with weights. I mean, my father always had a bicep like a cannonball, and he had an uncle who literally had like a Popeye arm. I mean, bro, when the first thing, his name is Uncle Herbie. Is my grandmother's brother. As soon as you saw all the kids, Uncle Herbie, make a muscle. That was the first thing you wanted to see, man. And the last time I saw him, he was 69. And you know what I said?
What?
Uncle Herbie, make a muscle.
Oh yeah.
And he still had a rock in there, man. But when he was even in his 40s, so I'm saying that like Bruce Lee like was a motivating force, right, for working out with my father and my Uncle Herbie, because my Uncle Herbie not only had like a Popeye arm, he was ripped. He was a solid, not a big dude. So that's a motivation that made me want to stay fit. So since I was 11, there hasn't been 1 year that's gone by where I didn't train. You know, I competed in sports. But from another perspective, you could say on my career, and I'm sorry, I'm shaking this up on Instagram. So in my career, what motivates me, and I think a lot of people forget about a moment that happened when they were young. So when I was 7, I remember being in the playground in the morning for school, and we were, whatever me and some guys were talking about, the group of us broke off, and I walked away saying that I knew I was going to do something in leadership. So now in my profession, you know, technically, you could say I'm a leader's leader, because where do leaders go? Where do good leaders go to get trained to be more effective and better?
Leaders,
Right. So
Jordan learned from somebody.
Right. So I've positioned, I've trained, just like I train every day in weights. I train my mind to be a more effective leader. I put myself in positions. I've run companies. So my motivation for that really is my word. It's like I said I would do it, and so it's like keeping my word to myself. And when you have a powerful relationship to your own word, where you can keep your word, see, it doesn't matter. See, I'll keep my word with you. If I said I was gonna be here, right, I'm gonna be here. But that's just who I am.
Of course, B. Nah, and, you know, thank you. That last piece right there. Us as men, because, you know, Red, I'll never forget the first time I saw it in your bio. You was like helping other men become modern day men. You know, a man, the base foundation is always about, you know, keeping his word, having nobility, integrity, setting goals and smashing them, because men pretty much, and this is not like to slain women or anything, but facts are facts. Men built the building that we're in right now. You know, men built the roads, the pipelines,
The
bridges, yes.
The
And
plane, the boats.
Exactly. So, you know, when
and the tools to build them all.
when
The internet
young,
making this happen.
you know, when you're
man.
young, we got some comments in here. Yeah, you know, shout out everybody in the comment section real quick.
Okay.
Shout out all our viewers and all that. You know, and ironically enough, we have a lot of males here with us tonight. I think I saw we got like 12, 13 viewers right now. So with men, like, you know, we're born, you're a young boy, and then you realize, oh, someday I'm gonna become a man. What has Scarface, you know, always been quoted for? All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for nobody. a Bronx tale, a classic. You know, a man handles his business.
Right, right,
You know,
right,
so us being that the red pill is providing the outlet for other men to come who are either feeling down or have something to contribute of substance. Is just like, how do we continue uplifting each other? Because if it wasn't for men, we'd probably still be in the Stone Age right now.
In a cave.
Yeah,
Right.
somewhere around there. Not to knock the ladies. Ladies, we love y'all. I swear, please.
But they
Don't
wouldn't
get-
even have fire, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's dangerous. Leave that.
So ladies, please, right now, please stay out of y'all. We just speaking the facts because how women contributed was being the nurturers, the receivers, and the incubators, the birth givers, right? Making sure that the children don't go psycho, that they don't bust their ass while the males are like away and shit to continue what's the word I'm looking for here? A population.
Right, right.
Species. There we go, species, because we're the human species, the
Right,
Homo
right.
sapiens species, to keep us going. So women, they played that role originally, while men carried out more of the labor role. You can't conduct labor if you don't get up off your ass and you're like, yo, I gotta get this done today, I gotta get that done today. And you three guys, like, I've seen you at different time periods, and even now, like, this is what I was getting to, like, how I'm motivated daily is, one, the goals I have in my life, because I want to enjoy my life to the max.
Yeah.
Taking care of my parents as well, both my father and my mother. I grew up more with my father, but pardon me, but my mother, she was around, and she was hard working for a time period. She caught breast cancer, God bless. She survived, and I never wanted to see her suffer again. My father now is in his 80s, and I want to be able to take him to Puerto Rico, even though he went last year. But it was, my uncle, his first younger brother that passed away, God bless Theo and shit. But I want to be able to take my father, to PR so we can enjoy ourselves. Take my mother to PR to Florida so we can enjoy ourselves, And then along with that, I want to be a productive man to help contribute positivity to society and bring something of substance to society. Not only that, my name will live on forever the same way all of us, we aspire to have our names live on forever, but also to know and show God, like, hey, you put me here for a reason, for a purpose, and I think I executed to the best of my abilities, And within the red pill, I see a lot of broken men come through, and it's just like, hey, we can help each other. Those of us who are in a better position, let's reach down and help our brothers get ahead. Get the fire ignited inside of them, and not look for a reason to commit suicide, but rather look for a reason to live another day. The guy that we help put a smile on today could become the next Elon Musk, the next Donald Trump financially. He made
financially had to make that.
you feel me? He could become the next, like, Nikola Tesla, the next Jeff Bezos, the next man to bring something amazing to this world. Not saying that the ladies can't do it, but remember, like, this is a man's episode tonight, and women have plenty of outlets, a lot of subsidy programs, subsidy funded programs where they could go, like, for counseling, for group therapy. Men, we don't really have that anymore, so that's what we're trying to provide. You feel me? You three, I've always seen ya be big emphasizers of exercising. Of, not that you gotta be fucking Mr. Olympia and shit, but maintaining a good physique, that you have muscle, that you're attractive if you remove your clothing, and that the health that comes with it, the endurance that comes with it, and the positive state of mind that comes with it, especially when you look in that mirror and you see yourself physically fit. Like, I would like for y'all three to elaborate more on that. Like, what could y'all bring to a guy who isn't working out right now and would like to start or hasn't found the motivation to start, what's some advice you could provide that young man or men listening? You know, whoever wants to go first, Red, Ted, London. Know what I mean?
The hardest part is getting started.
Okay.
That's what it is. Because I would say, because even now I still have my moments, but I will go to the gym and I just sit in the car. I'm like, man, do I really want to do this today? But you know, I just gotta get in my mind. You know what? Once I get going, a few sets in, it's all gonna come. It's all gonna flow right through. And when it's done, you'll get that satisfying feeling. But people don't understand. If you look good, you also feel better about yourself, and with it comes the confidence. And I tell people, we can't afford a trainer because we're not cheap. Right? Personal training isn't cheap at all. I mean, I see prices as high as $120 an hour. Ooh. So if you don't know what you're doing and you really need help, go ahead and pick up a self-defense, because I don't know how the market is up there in New York. I haven't lived there since 2006. But where I'm at, like a good MMA gym is like $90 per month. That is not a bad investment to become a better version of yourself and get fit at the same time. And you get, you know, professionals who actually fight training you. I mean, what is stopping these people? You know, they spend more than that probably energy drinks and junk. Put that towards that instead.
And it's crazy. I just calculated it. $90 a month is only $23 a week, rounded up. You know, so that's really not bad at all.
It's not. But again, it comes back to how bad you want it. I mean, are you gonna sit there and, you know, continue being not happy with how you look and how you carry yourself, or are you actually gonna do something about it? So
to provide you with another alley-oop, because you have posted something one time, and ironically enough, this other fitness guy that I follow on IG, he commented on it as well and said that you were absolutely right. You said, you know, start little by little. Don't go into the gym trying to bust yourself. You know, like don't go in there trying to be, you know, an extreme bodybuilder in your first few weeks / few months. So if you could elaborate more on that, because I know a lot of people who want to go in from session number 1 and think that they're the Incredible Hulk.
Start off with the typical bro splits just to condition your muscles. By bro splits, I mean how people start with legs. Then, like, Monday will be legs. Then Wednesday will be like your chest, shoulders, and triceps. Then Friday will be your back and biceps. And then the rest of the weekend, they go back on it. You got to get your muscles conditioned first, because if you go in trying to do the training that I'm doing, you know, like 100 reps all together and all these sets, you're gonna burn yourself out and get hurt. So, if your muscles ain't built like that, yeah, that's what I mean by conditioning. Because someone asked me that, and basically that just means you gotta get your muscles used to the movement, but pushing against resistance. That's what it is. So start off light, you know, get your muscles used to the movements, and then over time you build on it. That's how you train correctly.
Okay, yeah.
And plus, you gotta remember, your ligaments and your tendons, they don't heal the same pace that your muscles do. So.
And those are words that, I'll be honest, I rarely, not saying that never, but I individually rarely hear these fitness instructors talk about your ligaments, your tendons, you know.
You know why?
Why?
Because a lot of these people, see, here's the thing that people don't know about the training field. Personal training is not regulated. So any gym bro who got a good physique could go ahead and write you up a program, and it's legal. So, and that's why a lot of them, they don't take into account, well, do you have scoliosis? If so, why are you having them do heavy barbell overhead presses? Why are you having them do squats? If someone has, you know, came out of knee replacement surgery, why are you having them do heavy weighted lunges? Why are you having people with MS come in, like, you know, in the heat of the summer? Why you don't have them having a cooling vest and all this stuff? Why you got diabetics doing HIIT training, you know? They don't take that into consideration. They just give them a program they probably found online, throw it out there, charge a guy like $500 a month. And these guys don't realize that. It's like, yeah, but did you ask this guy certifications? You see what I'm saying? So any gym bro, any gym bunny out there, you know, they pass themselves off as some kind of fitness guru just because they look good, and they don't know what they're doing. So, yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
You really, like, you putting people on right now. You dropping some gems here, B. Shit. Good shit, Red. Thank you for that. You know, because guys, you know, we're often misled. You know, and it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound like a marketing, but I only charge like $900 for programming for a year. I mean, you got guys charging like $500, and it's like, okay, but what is this experience in? You know what I'm saying? So is it customized for you?
You charge $900 for the year, That's
900 for the
actually
year.
a very good deal. That's only $75 a month, B.
Yeah, but some people they want to go by who's more popular, like the name. Like
Right,
I don't
right,
want to throw
right,
any. Yeah, what's that called? It's called the herd effect, I think it's called, where
right.
they go by someone who's more popular. That's what it's called. So
Yeah,
hey, this
heard.
guy.
Right.
Yep. So
Okay.
it's like, hey, this person's more popular, and let me go with this person as opposed to some guy, who got maybe a few hundred followers, but he's got credentials, he's got the looks, but hey, you're not on the cover of magazines, so I'm gonna go with this guy instead.
Word.
So
And you seen I've been rocking with you since you was at 1,000 and change, and I've seen you erupt. And you've always shown love, even when they censored me. You've been helping me out now with the podcast IG. So I truly thank you for that. And besides the other two gentlemen here in the room with me, you're one of the guys that I will, without a doubt, take workout advice from, because it's been working for me. And you seen within a week and change when I shown you like my dedication, you was like, I see you, you building, you cutting up more, keep going, you got this and shit. Now I mean, you told me that eventually. You feel me? So that was dope. So I thank you for that, Red. London or Ted, who wants
Well,
to
let
go?
me ask you, Red. Do you ever speak to people about diet, what they consume, food?
Well, it depends on their body types, but I do tell them that as a trainer, I cannot prescribe meal plans because that is literally considered a prescription. It'll actually be illegal for me to tell
Really?
people what to eat. Yep.
Okay.
They have to go to a registered dietitian or nutritionist. So when people I see right now all out meal plans, it's like, well, first off, did this guy even ask you what your body type is, what your training goals are, or he gave you something that he copied and pasted for someone else, and sent it to you?
They coming,
But
Red. They be coming around with that and shit.
yeah, well, Ted.
So but do you tell them certain things to take out, like if they eat a lot of bread or white rice kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
definitely. Like,
Yeah,
I actually have it in my nutrition highlight about certain foods to stay away from, like refined
Right.
bread, like the white bread. Yeah.
Right. Because I lived in Mexico for about 2 years, and I'm in the gym every day, and I'm seeing guys in the gym as much as I am, and their body looked the same after a year, but it was diet because they were training in the gym, but it was like they had no cut and they couldn't get the form. They kept that square body, but it's all those tortillas and white rice.
That refined bread, yeah.
Right.
Especially if your body type.
Yep.
If you're an endomorph, you shouldn't be eating a lot of refined foods because I'm an endomorph, so I really got to watch what I eat. And one of my buddies, Blackhearted, I'm sure you've seen him a lot. He just found out he's a mesomorph. So I already sent them stuff to follow. They're like, hey, so he's got it. In a way, mesomorphs got it the best because, I mean, they could gain fat easily, but they could lose it very easily. And they gain muscle very quickly. So he's got to find a sweet spot, and he's good. But for guys like me, an endomorph, you got to really watch what we eat. If you're an ectomorph, where you're naturally skinny, you have to eat more. So you want to put on size, you got to eat at least 200 to 400 calories more a day than what you usually eat. Clean calories, like yogurt, seeds, nuts, stuff like that. Not, cake and ice cream. You know what I'm saying? That's not good calories.
Word.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a ectomorph, so I remember you gave me that piece of advice as well. And again, thank you for that, brother, because like I said, you're one of my motivators along with the other two gentlemen here in the room and shit. And you guys, like, y'all like that fire in me that is just like, yo, tomorrow's another day, and as you continue to improve and look better, you're gonna attract more of what you want out of life, in any category, any team and shit.
Yeah.
So
and go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the earlier question was people going into the gym for the first time. So I would say a couple of things. When people ask me how do I lose weight, I it's hard for me to answer that because I've never been in that situation. I never had to lose weight. And I'll address that more. But when people are going into the gym for the first time, technically, with or without a trainer, that first day, that first week, there's no reason to train and leave the gym and be sore all week. You should actually be like a plane takes off in a runway. You should be able to have a smooth takeoff without even pushing your body. And it's just like Red said, it's training. So when the gyms closed here in Jersey back in March, they didn't open up until September. I was just home doing push-ups. and I literally was knocking out 800 push-ups, 20 at a time.
Holy shit.
2-minute rest, just banging them out, 20, 20, 20.
That got a Don DeMarco right there. Shit.
But here's the point. Going into the gym with weights was different. It's a different pressure on my body. So my first day back in the gym, I went in light. I felt nothing. The whole week, I felt maybe a slight bit in my bicep. So even being able to do 800 push-ups, I didn't go into the gym going crazy like you were saying, Cash. I went in, I took my time, I eased in, and just like Red said, that first 30 days was conditioning. It was getting my body fit, and I was fit, except lifting weights was a whole different thing. So after about 2-3 months, then I start really pushing it. And I think that's what people have a lot of times, I guess, overestimate their body, have a false expectation on what their body can do. And they're in a rush. So I just took my time and then pushed it. So, but in terms of your goals in the gym, I think a lot of people go in thinking about what they don't want. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be skinny. I go into the gym and there's a couple. I'm looking for extraordinary health. So how do you train to have health, right? Extraordinary health. I want cut. I want mass. So you train for the things that you do want. It's very difficult to train for what you don't want. And I think that is probably what demotivates people, especially if they want to lose weight, because you're training for what you don't want. And it's a different mindset to train for what you don't want than to train for exactly what you do want. So you have to have some kind of image in your mind so that when you look in the mirror, that you know where you're headed. Because a lot of people who lose weight, they gain it back because they can't see themselves as they can't see themselves yet. Like in their mind, they can't see themselves as physically fit. So they drop it and then say, like, they may not tell anyone, like, that doesn't look right on me. Like, I look sick or something. So they put the weight back on.
Word, the weight comes back on them like,
Surprise, motherfucker.
You see, one of the biggest things I noticed is that if you make it through the first month, you should be good. Because a lot of people, I had clients come in, they act like they're interested in training and all that. After 1 or 2 days of training, then they're done. They quit.
they came with that.
Yeah, they thought it was gonna be easy. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna be hurting for a little bit. That's why I'm only having you come in twice a week.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? A full body training.
Exactly. So they
and it's lightweight. Yeah, so I don't argue with them. I just give them back their money for the session they didn't use. I'm like, all right, well, you hit me up whenever you change your mind, and that's it. So you gotta let people come to you. I want people who are motivated, not people where that they're going to drain the energy from me. You get what I'm saying? Because now you're wasting my time. You're wasting your time. You see what I'm saying? Like, you actually come motivated. Don't come over here and I'm just here to be here because I paid for this. Like, no, that's not the right attitude to have.
Exactly. They come being like that, and it's just a bunch of,
going through the motions.
Exactly. And people, what do we always put an emphasis on? Stay out of your... Somebody in the comment section wrote, "This is good advice. I never considered that angle." And you guys definitely have ripped it up until this point. And then to add to this as well, my brother London, like I said earlier, I've seen him win fitness competitions 2 times already. This guy, had an 8-pack with the V that I was just like, shit, I want to be like London and shit. So, yo, London, if you can add more sauce to this amazing soup, let's get it.
I'll keep it simple and short. The way I won my challenges was because I had a goal that I wanted to achieve, which was just having a better physical appearance, and I just told myself the only way I'm gonna get it is by being consistent. And I went to the gym 2 times a day.
Oh wow!
I would go to the gym 2 times a day.
Wow!
Sometimes even 3.
Wow!
Shit, London.
So I'll play basketball. I'll go hit the gym. Then I'll hit the sauna. Then I go back and play some more ball. I used to be at the gym the entire day. Like I'll leave, go eat, go back to the gym.
Wow.
That's really going about it like.
So just stay consistent, and a lot of things can happen for you.
But you had a place that you wanted to get to.
Yeah.
Right. You were not trying to get rid of something.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get rid of that. I was trying to gain. So
Right,
I knew what I wanted, which is a great point that you said, is to not think about what you don't want and think about what it is that you do want.
Right.
And you could achieve that.
A lot easier.
Because I think we could all agree as men, you know, thank God, we naturally have it in us to build muscle, and then from there it just takes, you know, the execution of the action, getting that workout done. Trying to eat sufficiently but not eat garbage. And making sure that you're maintaining yourself in a motivated state of mind, realizing again that life's not a fairy tale. A lot of things, because there's a few things that could happen overnight, but a lot of things don't happen overnight. So you as a man have to hold yourself to that word. You know how we always agree, a man without a word, without integrity, is not a man at all. Like, you literally get stripped of your man card. That's how the mob goes about it. That's how big businessmen go about it and shit. You know, fitness instructors, how you guys all said, like, you know, you gotta stick to your word and make sure you make it happen and shit. Yeah, be like, you guys, and I'm not just saying that because y'all here, because y'all individual networks speak for themselves. You guys motivate so many other people. I've seen people hit up Ted and be like, you know, yo, Ted, thank you. Like, you helped light up a bulb in my head. I'm thinking better now. I'm trying to be more productive with myself. Yo, Red Pill Rican, thank you. You know, I listen to your advice. I watch your videos, and I'm trying to improve myself. You know, work out better, approach women better. My brother London, you know, I've seen many people like, yo, you know, how did you do it? And shit, that's dope. You've done it consecutively. Like, no matter any obstacle that you face in life, you've always overcame it. You feel me? And I just want to tell you guys, like, that's truly amazing. You know, and I'm glad that we're finally here at a moment in time where we have the technology to oh, we got a question. Oh, shout out Aniko. That woman right there. I want to give that woman props, and she definitely earns a. Aniko is a female libertarian, and she makes sure to put that work in. Like, it's not like these other women out here, you know, that they be coming around, you know, with the nonsense, whatever, and then when you tell them to stick to their word, it just be, you know, a bunch of fake news. Aniko really sticks to it. You know, libertarian women really stick to it, and libertarian women are very polite, because I can't stand, you know, when women come around, you know, as pretty as they can be, and their soul just shows you that. I am a nasty woman. You feel me? So shout out to Nico. Cash, who are your guests' favorite, most admired athletes? Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, etc. Anybody want to answer that? I'll hit it real quick. My favorite athletes were always Derek Jeter, Tracy McGrady, Felix Tito Trinidad, like the stories that I heard about Roberto Clemente, because I wasn't born yet when he was doing his thing, and Felix Verdejo, you know, modern day boxer and all that. And shout out Danny Garcia too, definitely Danny Garcia. Anybody else wanna, you know, step up next?
Mine's Arnold Armstrong, James J. Braddock. He was the first heavyweight, or one of the first boxers from North Bergen.
Oh, the park is named after him.
Yeah, the park is named after him.
Mm-hmm.
And who's another person? Let me think of one last person that I like. I like David Beckham growing up.
Okay.
He was a good soccer player.
Sad, Rod.
Of course, Bruce Lee.
I forgot Bruce Lee. Oh man,
How you
shame on
forget
me.
Bruce Lee?
Shame on me, Bruce Lee. Yes.
Bruce Lee. Tyson, man. I give.
Wow, shame on me again. Tyson.
Tyson, and what's his name? They took his titles, all 7 of them, Tour de France. Lance Armstrong.
Oh, Lance Armstrong?
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, because he lied about taking performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. But listen, I used to compete on a bike. There's no drug you can. I can give anyone the same drug, and they're not going to ride that race.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is a 2,000-mile race over 3 weeks, and
Holy
I'm not justifying what he got caught, but I bet you most of the people in there to compete at that level, man, and so the most anyone ever won was 5. But no one ever did it 5 in a row. He did 7 in a row. That is like that's impossible, and probably no one will ever do that.
That'll make anybody go.
You see, same thing. But remember when they played Barry Bonds like that? They try to blame his success on drugs, but it's like, you still have to train, right? You can't just take performance-enhancing drugs, get on the field, and then you're a Hall of Famer. That's not how it works.
Should we throw Mark McGwire in the mix?
So someone
same thing.
Julio Cesar Chavez, someone said over here.
The way I see it, when it comes to the professional level, the elite level, you gotta. By the way, let me make my disclaimer. Hey, I am not saying go out and take this stuff, all right? But I'm just saying the reality of the times is, if you want to compete on a certain level and be on the top, more than likely you're gonna have to take performance enhancing drugs in order to compete, because just about everybody else is. Even Arnold in his prime, he'd been taking stuff since he was 16. I don't think a lot of people knew that.
Okay.
So, see what I'm saying? But again, he had to train. He didn't just, shoot up and then sit on the couch.
Exactly. He put in hours, man. It was hours a day, man.
I think 6-8 hours a day they would put into the gym. Like he practically lived there. You can't just, he still. In fact, they probably work harder because their bodies can take more, so they in there more.
Right.
So.
Right.
Okay. Oh, and Red, favorite athletes.
Arnold right there because his work ethic, man. Plus, if you see pumping iron, man, that's motivating. Especially if you're into fitness, very motivating.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially Ed Corney squats, man, when he's repping them out. And then and who else? Bernie Williams from the Yankees. You remember him? He was center fielder for the Yankees.
Word.
Yeah, man. He was part of the Yankee dynasty back in the 90s and early 2000s, man.
Word.
He didn't make the Hall of Fame, but I think he made the Hall of Fame for the Yankees, like tributes in the back. So
man, the MLB deserves a fucking for that. How are they gonna not put Bernie Williams in the Hall of Fame?
Number 51, yeah.
Haters.
I remember.
That's crazy, B. Shit, yo. Yeah, I love those Yankees. Those Yankees. They brought a vibe to New York and the whole tri-state area. We were on fire. We had hip hop. We had the Yankees. The Knicks were doing their thing. That whole
the 90s was New York's year.
Yeah, exactly. B that decade, yo, that time period, B was just right there. That whole time period was just a big old Don DeMarco for New York City, B. And ironically
especially for
enough,
the Bronx, with
that's
Big Pun, the Yankees. Oh yeah, Lord Tariq coming out.
Motherfucking facts, B. Shit.
Yeah, those days are over now, though. But
I would love to bring them back, and what I do see that plays a contributable role in that is legislation. I'm a libertarian. I could pretty much say, based on everybody's individual personality in here and their beliefs of just do best for yourself, don't depend on nobody, and let people live how they want to live. I think I could honestly say everybody else here is a libertarian, and that everybody's rights should be honored and shit. They made we gonna get to that question next. We gonna get to the subject about women and all that. We definitely are and shit. But
someone wants to hear about game.
They want to hear. Yep. Game.
You see, let's go to this first, and I'll get to that later.
Game with shorties and shit. We gonna get to that. They even said it, the spicy stuff. Yeah, we gonna get to that. Believe me. But yeah, like I could say we're all pretty much core libertarians because we believe in individual accountability, individual motivation and work ethic, little dependency on others unless you're networking or it is a mass necessity, you know, because nobody really makes it alone at the end of the day, you know, but there's a difference between teamwork and somebody just being a bum and wanting people to do things for them.
Right.
And shit. So I think I can honestly say we're all libertarians. So you see how you said like that substance, that vibe, that energy was taken out of New York because we like we lost so much of people bringing that good vibe, bringing in people from all over the planet. Yo, what's going on in New York City? They got the music, they got the sports. All these guys, you know, are fucking fit and shit, and they dress fly, whether they're in a suit or in urban outfit gear. Like they're just fresh, they're hygienic and shit. So we've seen what legislation has done by, you know, Democrats constantly raising prices on things and Republicans not being about small government and little intervention and keeping a stable cost of living and shit. Us libertarians now we want to fix that because Republicans turned the other cheek and Democrats was just like, especially back in the 90s and early 2000s and in the 80s as well, here, take this Section 8, take this welfare, but give up your rights, and whoever's not on these programs where you're capped on your income and you're capped on your constitutional rights, you got to get the fuck out of here and shit. So, you know, libertarians, like, we want to restore that. We want to change legislation. We want to provide more small business incentives, create more job opportunities, lower taxes, try to stabilize the cost of living. Not to sound like a socialist, but like figure it out. Because inflation has been fucking us over. OD and shit. You know, and I think y'all could all agree. Like, I'm not going to go too in depth into that one, but y'all could agree, right? Like, the laws, you know, not having, you know, your constitutional right for self-defense, having, you know, a more expensive cost of living, and, you know, so many cops bothering, and shit, my bad, by the way, it drives people away, especially people who are innovative, who are entrepreneurial, and want to bring something to the table rather than being dependent on the bigger system. Right or wrong, fellas?
Right.
You see, it's actually illegal for them to try to deprive people of their, you know, their Second Amendment. To even
Yes,
limit it shall not be infringed.
Woo, time out. Because people hear it from me too much, so it's dope when somebody else says it. Red, thank you and continue. I had to give you that right there.
Yeah, because like New York, for example, I think they have the Safe Act or whatever it's called,
Yep,
where
the
I think
Safe Act.
you're not allowed any more than a gun with 8 rounds in it, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, so the average citizen wants to get a gun legally is stuck with 8 rounds, but yet you get the guys who get it off the street. You know what I'm saying? And they come out here like. It's like, don't they know that criminals don't obey laws in the first place? So for you to go ahead and limit the average citizen, how much sense does that make? And also in New York, there's what is it? I think the citizens have the duty to retreat if your own house gets burglarized. I think it's called a duty to retreat. So if you go ahead and stand your ground and fight against the burglar, you can actually get in trouble for defending yourself.
Yep, they come after you and they be like,
yeah, you can look that up for me real quick. As a matter of fact, I got a phone. I think it's called duty to retreat. Which is ridiculous. You telling me I gotta leave out of my own house that's getting burglarized?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Like who comes up with this stuff? But
you feel me? Like shit, it's retarded. And I'm glad that you said it. Yeah, it's duty to retreat right now. Current active legislation. So a lot of guys in New York City who are braveheart, who are warriors, who are gonna say, I'm not gonna cower like a little bitch. I'm gonna defend myself. You know. They come across that legislation and it's just like, that does not make sense. You know? And it's like, what the fuck? So we could all agree we gotta change it. Oh, and somebody commented the most effective business assistance is the elimination of taxation, overregulation, and excessive licensing. Yeah, and is a lot less expensive to start a business in other states in contrast to New York City, in contrast to like the Hudson River area, in contrast to California. And this is like again, these political parties with their bullshit, fucking people over. And we're all entrepreneurs in some way, shape, or form. And we don't want to be, capped, restrained, restricted, reduced. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, especially if you're going to take the route we're taking, it's better to be an entrepreneur because, believe it or not, we're taking a big risk talking about the stuff we're talking about.
Right.
It's not popular. So all someone has to do is find out where you work, try to get contact. Well, excuse me, but do you know your employee is doing this and that? Well, I am my own boss, so who are you going to complain to me? So
that's when you hit them with the.
I'm just saying.
I work for myself.
So in a way, people will still have power over you if you go ahead and call someone else boss. Mm-hmm. That should be another thing right there, because it takes power away from other people, who are trying to assassinate your character.
Yeah.
So it's interesting you say that. I've had some women on Facebook stalk me, right? They found LinkedIn and they said, well, I see you like saying these things, and do these people you deal with, do you think they would approve of what you're saying? Like they're threatening me, like threatening my livelihood, which makes no sense. Which now you're talking about a nation of censorship. That's beyond political correctness. It's like it's taking away your constitutional right of freedom of speech when people say you can't say that. How can I not say that? I just did, by the way.
That honestly is crazy.
And you see, I'm making my business to be honest with people I work with as well. Like, hey, this is how I am. Like, even my female clients know how I am. They accept me because I'm actually cool. Like, there's a time and place for everything. Exactly. That's what I say. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to act civil when it's business involved. You know what I'm saying? I treat people like humans. There's a time where, okay, now you're running game on me. There's a whole different situation. Now I got to turn on this side of me. So that's what people aren't understanding. Like, so don't come trying to bash me, probably going to find out who I am and trash me in the reviews when that's not a reflection of my true character. You know what I'm saying?
Little do they know that they're dealing with a bunch of men who live and die by.
So I think Coach Greg Adams spoke of the same thing. I think some people try to actually find out who he works for. He's like, I don't work for nobody. So it's like the mommy and daddy game. It's like, right, exactly. Mom, he's making fun of me. It's like, oh, grow up. If you don't like the content, change the channel. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to listen. My content is for men anyway. Women want to listen by all means, but if you're offended, see your way out. You know what I'm saying?
I did a couple of weeks ago, I did a live stream on YouTube, and I invited a woman, attractive woman, and I asked the question online, are threesomes healthy for your intimate, your committed relationship?
How the fuck?
And she said I think they are.
Oh, what?
I would have been like, that's an oxymoron. You can't be in a committed relationship.
But wait, she not only did she say I think they are, she had been married for 10 years and allowed another woman in her, and she brought this up with her husband, right?
Polygyny.
So I brought her on the show to interview her, and she was transparent, she was open, she was friendly, she was nice. But here's the point. Someone reported my show and YouTube shut it down.
Wow.
What?
Oh my God.
And it was a good show. I had standing room only. The chats were lighting up, and then all of a sudden I saw nothing.
Somebody got in there.
Did you try to fight it?
I did, but it was a 90-minute show, and they shut it off at 59 minutes. So the whole I commented and said what happened to my show and blah blah blah. They didn't even respond to me. It was a good show.
They're supposed to look at it. They're supposed to at least give it a look.
And there was no vulgarity. We were just talking about like in a classy way and I didn't know this woman, so I was being classy with. I didn't know her well enough to be raunchy or anything, but someone reported it and they shut it down.
Damn,
a woman who didn't want the secrets out. I was saying that's what they do. If they can't address the points at hand, they're gonna try to get it taken down or try to attack you personally. What's it called? Ad hominem, I think it's called.
Ad hominems, yeah, personal
Yeah.
attacks when they can't deal with the topic. But I had this woman talking about squirting and a whole bunch of, I mean, man, and she was like, "Oh no, I enjoy that," and blah blah. And I'm telling, I didn't know this woman, and she was talking to me like we knew one another for years, man.
You see, your video, you should be able to get it back. There's no way.
But I don't even have the whole thing. They chopped.
I don't know if you. I don't know if you ever caught my videos, but I say way worse, and I'm still up.
See,
So,
that's what I didn't understand, man. Because a few weeks before that, I did one on BDSM, and I was probably more explicit on that one than the threesome. So I don't know. I don't even know how someone got upset about. And it wasn't my ideas. I didn't even tell you my thoughts about threesomes. I was getting this woman's idea.
she was talking.
Exactly.
She was talking that shit. Fucking and it's crazy because Red, you posted it one time and I dug into it. Monogamy does lower a man's testosterone count because
It does. It takes you out of the game on a biochemical level.
somebody wrote 50 Shades of Grey. Oh shit.
I mean,
love
however,
this.
it is important to understand that it's also based on, there are a lot of factors that determine your testosterone levels. So just because you get married or you're monogamous doesn't mean, you automatically go into like simp mode. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You still got to eat right. You still got to work out because where was mine? I mean, the last time I got my testosterone levels checked was 2013 or 14. And it was like at 998. What are you looking for?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh no, my bad. I gotta respond to somebody real quick.
So
but
what-
keep going.
So what 998? What, I don't even know what those numbers mean.
Oh,
What is that?
that's very high. I think
Okay.
what's considered high is 600 and above. That's at 998.
Okay. So
And they thought I was taking performance enhancing drugs. I'm like, I'm not taking performance enhancing drugs.
Really?
So, there's some people who have like in the thousands, but it's like, and I wasn't monogamous at the time. By that time, I was already separated and everything. I was already doing my own thing. But, because testosterone is linked with muscle growth. If you got low testosterone,
Exactly.
then you're not going to be able to put on muscle.
Right.
So this whole thing with monogamy lowering your testosterone levels, that's because it just takes out the game. That's pretty much nature's way of saying, okay, we got to put you to nurturing mode. And even when you have kids, even when you have kids, it lowers your testosterone levels as well.
Really?
So, yep. Like every time you hold your child, it sets off some kind of chemicals where it just lowers your testosterone levels.
Probably the oxytocin. Probably.
Yep, that and some other chemicals. I can't remember which ones. But I found that very interesting because I got 2 kids. For those who don't know, I have a daughter and a son, but it never really affected me.
Congratulations.
That's why I was like, huh?
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. But no more kids for me, man. I'm done. No more, man. I'm telling you.
Oh shit.
But
yeah,
it all depends on your lifestyle. I think lifestyle impacts more than your relationship status, I would say.
Yeah.
I like how you guys subconsciously just took it into the spicy stuff that somebody asked earlier.
That wasn't the goal. No, what were we talking about? We did get off track, didn't we?
No. We was on track.
No. We were talking. No, okay, we veered off around. Okay, yeah. I think that's what kickstarted it. Okay, we were talking about how we were talking about becoming entrepreneurs and working for yourself, and then this came up because I brought up about how I was the one who brought up about how, hey, it's better to work for yourself in case people who don't like our content, they want to, play the mommy and daddy game, and then it got veered off from there. But yeah, back to the point. Yeah.
Because Ted was telling us how somebody got all up in their mother flower, and here it is. Hold on, bear with me, fellas. Somebody got in there and reported him when it wasn't even him taking the conversation in that direction. And it's basically about us being entrepreneurs, working for ourselves, like that. We don't really have to answer to nobody.
Exactly.
And I'll be honest, I'm not a full-blown entrepreneur, but I do have my side hustles, this being one of them. and I thank you guys for like, being here with me and shit. Highly appreciate it. And where we go one, we go all. And I make it, we all gonna make it, and we're gonna be in PR, Florida, Brazil, just having a great time. Grenada, yeah, Grenada, facts, like that. So yeah, like I thank God that even the company I work for, even though there are some trials and tribulations from time to time, but they allow me to be myself. And now more than ever, a lot of people have gotten red pilled through there as well, which actually will lead now to people were requesting the spicy stuff.
Wait, before you do that.
Go ahead. Is that way?
So when you talk about entrepreneurial, you look at in the U.S. the wealthiest man pound for pound in the United States was John D. Rockefeller Sr. He's the first billionaire in the U.S. They say if he was his money today is like 600 billion, and you're looking at Jeff Bezos like 100, 150. Even if Jeff Bezos is 200 billion, he still doesn't come close to John D. Rockefeller. Wow. Not even half. Okay. Even if at 200 billion, that was Standard Oil, and they broke it up. I don't want to get sidetracked, but Exxon and Amoco, all these oil companies, he created all of them under one Standard Oil. But anyway, the real point I'm making is that he brought together some powerhouses to work under him. So for guys, whether you're working now or you're an entrepreneur now, at some point a few things are going to have to happen. First, men are going to have to really come together and work. I mean, whether it was Rockefeller, Carnegie, even J.P. Morgan, Henry Ford, go down the list of titans, what you will find surrounding those guys were other titans who all came together, who could work together. People that normally were standalones were able to work together, and that's why they were able to do something extraordinary. So, like what we're doing here tonight is an example. That's why I'm bringing this up. But the other thing that you talk about now, and I'll pull this in with legislation. That's how you get to change laws, right? Yep. So we can talk about all the legislation and all that stuff out there, but ultimately what some men are going to have to do is start consolidating. Yep. Some of the powerhouses are going to have to come together to make a whole new level of powerhouse by bringing together a few powerhouses, consolidating. So you can do that with a business. I don't know, name any kind of business. Let's just say personal trainers, right? So if you could network with a bunch of other personal trainers and make an organization which allows you to have greater resources and have economies of scale, meaning you can pay lower prices, because that's what the hospitals are doing around the world, around the country. They're buying other hospitals so that when they buy toilet paper and needles and bed sheets and all that, instead of them buying for 700 beds in one hospital, they're buying for 10,000 beds because they own 20 different hospitals, so they pay cheaper prices. But also, they have more jobs. Like now, they employ more people, they have greater revenues, and that gives them more political power. So what I'm saying is men are going to have to start consolidating or merging. Is that, you think of mergers and acquisitions, a bigger company buys a smaller company, and that's with the big hospitals. They're buying smaller hospitals, and as they get bigger, they start buying big hospitals. So men are going to have to start thinking about how we start to consolidate and come together and merge to make a company of personal trainers, a company of executive coaches, a company of I heard about mobile mortgage companies, right? So, you get 5-10 guys who are all doing it, but they come under one roof and make one big organization, and then they could probably start doing other businesses. But then you start moving and thinking about political power. that you can have, because now you have greater resources. You have a more focused. You have, with all those people together and that kind of brain power, like there's a lot more you can do so you're still competing with the marketplace, but you just brought 5 or 10 masterminds together, which makes it even greater. Like how does the average company compete when 10 masterful, brilliant people come together?
Yeah, that's true. And in the political world, what you just described, what it's called is you align yourself with a particular political party and create either a pack / coalition.
Exactly. Then that becomes the next level. So now you have these people, it's like you create a pack, because you have 10 masterminds, and maybe you then get with another company who's supposed to be a competitor and say, look, we want to change legislation, right? Yeah. So, this is how look at how we took our company. We put 10 different guys together who were already good and had their own businesses. Now we became one. So we want to create a pack with our competitors so that we can rewrite some legislation.
Word up, you show them that and let the competition know they really gotta be worried about us. I'm glad you guys brought that piece up, because again, like I always say, we change legislation, we identify the most crucial ones that need to be changed and take it from there. And us being, red pill men of the manosphere that want men to do better, also want women to do better, we could admit that the family court laws need reform.
Right.
Child support needs better evaluation.
But see, then you see if you take what I just said, right, and that, let's say 10 guys came together. Well, maybe you take one of those 10 guys and say, look, you're going to be senator. And we're going to finance you, and you're going to win. And when you're in there, you protect our agenda. And we're going to have laws that we pass, and we can do that in New Jersey, and then we can do it in California. We can do it in Illinois. So, or your son is going to be senator, right? Or and your nephew is going to be a judge, right? So now we start having an impact on the family courts, right, and the legislation.
And notice, it all comes back to what men need to put an emphasis on, coming together, masterminding, creating a plan, goals, and sticking to it, again, sticking to their words and shit, making it happen.
It's like working out in the gym. You're just consistent.
Word up. Shit, B.
Building power.
I'm glad. London, you got anything you want to add to that? Cause
I'm just listening to everything is great. I'm listening to everything.
Now you're like fucking fire, B. And I'm glad you guys bring it up, because people expect that out of me. The way they'll expect workout advice from Red or either Ted, London, either one of you guys. They'll expect relationship advice from you guys, because me, I'm not the best with relationship advice, but what I am strong in is the politics, is creating action plans, identifying problems, and coming up with the best solutions, and it's dope. Somebody commented, especially for professionals, like professional trainers, to have such networks established is helpful. Whoever gets more clients than he has time, can refer excess clients to the network and vice versa. Boom, bingo. One hand washes the other, and in network marketing is all about leverage. Everybody, whatever, somebody brings a mashed potato, somebody bring the lasagna, somebody bring the drinks. Exactly. We're gonna make it happen.
Exactly. Networking is the best advertisement.
Wait, what was that? Repeat that, my bad, right?
Network is the best advertisement. Word of mouth.
Fuck yeah, you're absolutely right. And again, I always thank the advancement of technology, because look what we're able to pull off right now. We got people all over the place, watching, tuning in to us right now, having this conversation, and they're aligning themselves with our network, and they're absorbing the information that we're providing them. They're gonna continue to be involved with us in order to make this expand even more, because we're all good men. And we want the better for society, for both men and women, for the children,
right.
For the animals, for any living thing on this planet and shit. But in order for that to work, it has to be good men. Because right now you have a lot of bad people who have the power, and they need to be replaced. You know, and the only way to do it, how Ted said, is by the good people coming together,
Right.
creating a pack, a coalition,
Exactly.
having an objective, sticking to it, and organizing ways to get that objective accomplished and shit.
So you know what happens when you have that kind of power?
Go ahead.
Ladies show up.
Ooh, what? So we gonna take it there now. Now we gonna take it there, B. And let me tell you right now, put the kids away. Dead ass. Listen to the words. Because if you don't want them to listen, then you're gonna get all up in your. And this is not the time to be tuned in, because we're gonna talk some real. Haha, they said bring on the honey pots. Look, I could honestly say I've seen the three of you, Ted. I've seen you in photos with attractive women. London, we're going on 11 years now knowing each other. I've seen, girls flock towards you. Red Pill Rican, like, I see it all the time. You provide the evidence all the time. Girls flock to you like flies on shit. And it's true when women subconsciously gravitates to men on their purpose. Men who have an objective that they want to accomplish, they're subconsciously turned on by that. That arouses them. It's like an undigested aphrodisiac for them and shit. So, like, you three guys, like, whether y'all know it or not, but have a lot of juice with the ladies, B. And like, whoever wants to take it first, go ahead.
What questions they got?
What's the question?
Anyone got questions they want?
Let's see. While we wait for somebody to type in a question, what I'll say is, like, all right, let's say a guy.
Yo, I gotta pee.
the restroom. He's gotta take a call.
I gotta pee.
Let's say a guy. For the most part, right now we have a lot of women that, even though they talk all this equality, hoopla, when it comes to having to break the ice and approach us men, they chicken out.
They sure do.
So, all right, what would be some advice you guys would give to somebody who wants to break a guy's feeling a girl? Yo, Red, yo, Ted, yo, London. I want.
I was in the bathroom.
I want to approach this girl, whatever. And now the questions, they don't have to be PG-13. Somebody said I'm trying to think of some PG-13 questions. They don't have to be. We exercise our First Amendment to the full-blown existence of
but no trolling either, man. I be getting troll comments sometimes, though.
Oh man, where them trolls be? But yeah, whoever wants to take it first, or a guy of any age tells her, "Yo, Red, Ted, London."
You see me?
I want to approach.
I don't approach at all.
Okay.
And there's a reason why I don't approach. It's because, for the reasons that we already know, they get showered in attention in their sleep.
Yep.
I mean, they wake up, their phones are blown the hell up. So It's not like, 20, 30 years ago where if you actually cold approached a woman, it meant something. Now you're just another guy, the way she sees it. Now you're just another guy. You're just another fan. That's why I don't approach. I mean, the only way I will approach a woman, I guess you could say, is where, when you go out and you see this woman and all of a sudden she coincidentally puts her in the same spot you're at. She puts herself in her field of vision, looking at you in the corner of her eyes. Okay, that woman wants you to talk to her. It's obvious why she's doing it. And then you get those where, if you want to talk about like online, for example, where they'll hit you up. So, and you see it, sometimes they'll even send me pictures, but I also got to be careful because of what I stand for. For all I know, they're trying to bait me. So you can't bite for everything that comes your way either.
Right, exactly.
Or that's true. That's true. Cause
So I know it's not the answers a lot of guys want to hear. They want to hear something active, but me, guys, I'm not a pickup artist. What I can help you guys is how to curve women that aren't going to be interested, are going to waste their time. Like, for example, on Monday, I actually had one that I just blocked that ass. Not because I wasn't interested, but because I was like, you know what? My schoolwork is more important. I didn't want to get hate messages from her because I'm flaking on her. I'm out. Who cares? You see, a lot of people are afraid, to cancel women or get rid of them because, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Because pussy has control over them. It does.
Hold that real quick, yo.
It's true. A lot of guys, they're afraid to cancel on women. They're afraid to block women, because they're like, hey, I might never get another chance. Like, who cares? Another one will come along.
Exactly.
I was up to like 10:30 at night doing my homework. She was not that important. I was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of men don't have that mentality. Yeah, and that's what I think men need. They need to stop feeling so. It's not, what's the word I'm looking for? They need to stop, feeling so fortunate that a woman acknowledged them or slid up, hit them up, because most of the time it means nothing. So,
and I think just men, there are a few things that kind of mess men up. One is you tell men that, oh, boys and men only want one thing. That's what it means to be a man, that all you need is sex. And that it screws women up too, because once the man and the woman buys into it, the woman has actually nothing to offer, because she thinks that's all she has to deliver is to open her legs, and you're going to be fulfilled in a relationship. And the guy, it makes him shallow in the sense of knowing what to look for in a woman if he wants to have a fulfilling relationship, right? He thinks that all he has to do is have sex, and then he can't figure out why the relationship is doing nothing for him.
Okay.
So I think, and then it's the part that you're saying. I can remember dating women and people saying, "Oh, you're lucky to be with her," and I never. The first time someone told me I was lucky to be with a woman, I didn't understand why. I was like, well, no, actually, she's lucky to be with me. What are you talking about?
There you go.
Oh my goodness, that right there. I'm sorry, Ted, but you earned it. That was fire. And
I'm telling you, man.
Somebody even
we need men to think.
My bad. Mm-hmm. Somebody commented, "This is good advice. If you gas their heads up too much, you will pay the price later down the road. They'll treat you like someone of lower value."
That's a fact.
They do.
What was the question that they asked?
So they had asked, what advice would you give to somebody who has like a crush on a girl, like a guy, because this is a men's channel. Shout out to our ladies, but this is for the men right here. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to the guys, whether you approach or don't approach, or you make yourself of such high value that shorty approaches you? But what advice would you give to somebody who came and asked you, "Yo, London, I'm feeling shorty. What do you think I should do?"
I think you should be honest with yourself and be honest with her. Just tell her how you feel. Let her know how you're feeling, because people think like you give a wink or you flirt and the girl automatically knows what you want. You have to express yourself to them, because communication is the key to success. So if the person doesn't know what you want, you'll never get it. So that's what I would say.
And that's where a lot of guys slip up at, because a woman will go ahead and challenge them and be like, "So what are you looking for?" And they're afraid. All of a sudden in their minds, like, "Oh shit, what do I tell her? Do I tell her I just want to smash? Do I tell her I want a relationship? Or just tell her you're just looking for a hookup for the night, or whatever it is?" Like, it's not that big of a deal. Worst thing she could do is say no. Yeah. And you'd be amazed how many women are out looking for just the same thing. Because me, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm sure y'all figured that out about me. So I just tell them what it is. Like, I'm just looking for fun, and that's it. You're not looking for the same? All right, cool then. And there's nothing else to say.
Word
so
up. Because
so that's my.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say that's my philosophy. I mean, women already know what you want. They just want to know how are you gonna go about it. Like, are you gonna go ahead and try to kiss her ass about it, or are you actually gonna come out and say it? Like, what?
But you know, they're looking for the same thing, and that was the point that I was saying about if you say that men only want one thing, it makes it sound like women don't really want sex, and women really are looking for sex. In fact, if you put it through the test and ask women the right questions, instead of you find out men have been tricked for a long time. We've been told that we're using women for sex. The reality is women have been using men for sex and pretending that it's men men using women for sex.
Yeah, and women, you know, naturally they want a guy to come in.
Part of a CXS fucking right in the pussy.
You know, like
What
they be gassing
Oh my
them, like
God.
they don't want it. You know, knowing damn right that, you know, that they're middle tingles and they want
Right.
action. They want
Exactly.
that pipe late.
Exactly.
You know, they want you to put it
I'm
on.
telling you,
Go ahead.
one of the best learning experiences ever is listen to a group of women talk.
Exactly.
Don't interfere. Just listen to how they talk.
Ooh,
I'm
you go into them
talking about
hair
women who are
salons?
married.
You ever
I'm
go-
telling even in my class. Oh, go ahead. Go and say something. But
Nah,
yeah,
we're
I'm
saying-
telling you,
Go ahead.
just listen to them talk, especially in groups. They talk about men more than, if not more than, how we talk about women. So for women, so people think that women don't think about that type of stuff. They are sadly mistaken. And I
Exactly.
got females that I train. They know how I am. Again, they know I'm on the channel. Some of them even follow it, believe it or not. They tell me the stuff they done because they know I'm not gonna judge. Like, hey, that's your life. You do what you want.
Yeah, they just
But the
come to
stuff
you.
they be doing is wild. Like, you wouldn't believe some of the stories that they tell me.
Ooh, it
So
be
I'm not gonna
stories
put the
that-
details, but
It'd be
Huh?
stories that they let you know subconsciously that.
no. I'm
Nasty
telling you.
woman.
I'm telling you, the best thing you got, the best learning experience is to go ahead and listen to them,
Yeah,
especially when they don't think you're listening.
you listen, and then later on you end up being the guy who.
The three victims were part of a CXS fucking right in the pussy.
I hooked up with a chick in my gym, and the other women in the gym, they were asking her explicit questions. They were like, so how big is he? Is he like this? Is he like this? And how was he? And how they were asking questions that guys never ask another guy. They were just going down a list, and it wasn't just like, oh, they asked over time. Like, they asked her, well, how was he this time? And is he, you know, I mean, it's unbelievable what. That's how you know women have a greater interest in sex than most men are
Oh, yeah.
aware of.
I
Exactly.
am a nasty woman.
and it'll be the types of women that you would have never thought.
Exactly.
You know? And it's like, so this is how you really get down. After all that talk, you know. So men just go out there and act scared to be upfront with what you want. It just makes no sense.
You know, all three of y'all have always said it is be direct. Don't be too brutal, but be direct. Get like within close proximity, and just let her know, hey, sweetheart, this is what it is.
I don't call them nicknames. Yeah, I don't do that though.
Nah, you know, I don't want to throw out any names, because then, you know, if I say Angelica or Christina, oh, he fucking Angelica.
Oh, you just said the names. All right, well.
I got played. Oh shit, he pulled the Jedi mind trick on me. But yeah, yeah, cause you know these girls, you know, we need them to be honest as well and shit. And how do we get it out of them? Because some of these chicks, some are actually good women, and then other of them have other motives, and then there's just other women who are just straight up. And it's just like, yo, if you belong to the streets, let me walk on that concrete. Ma was good.
Right.
You know?
You see,
Go ahead.
the way I see it is, I think women are only good for as long as you don't give them what they want. As soon as you give them what they want, they're gonna start getting comfortable. That's how I see it. When she can't get what she wants out of you, she's gonna keep doing what she's doing. But then as soon as you give her what she wants, then you're gonna see a whole change of attitude. That's how I see it.
There's another part to it. You also want her walking on eggshells.
Mm-hmm.
So even you want her always working, earning anything she gets from you is because she earned it.
She gotta be scared of
And
lose you.
if she wants anything more or she wants it again, she's got to earn it. And you're not worshiping her, and sex is not the answer. Even though I enjoy sex and I might want it more than she does, but that's not enough to keep you here. You being beautiful and having a nice body to get you in the door. And just as a side, I've told women early on meeting her, look, if you keep talking to me, you know what's gonna happen. And they're like, what? I said, you exactly. Exactly. So I said, so if that's not what you want, I suggest either you hang up the phone or walk away from me. And if they're still standing there, now we just established what's gonna happen. So I mean, but I do that early on. I said, if that's not what you want from me, because you keep talking to me, I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so that's how they know why they're there.
And that's the thing that really bothers me. My bad. I don't know if you're done talking or not, but
No. Go ahead. I was done.
yeah. Okay. That's the part that bothers me is that they know why they're there, but they want to put on the front. Like as soon as you start getting like a little touch and filling up, you want to be like, "Oh no, not yet." It's like you know what the hell you came here for. You know what I'm saying? And this is where they come to the part where about how they play hard to get. Like they know what they're there for, but it's like an anti-slut defense that only lasts like maybe 30 minutes to an hour before they finally get to the point. And it's always because they don't want to make it seem easy. It's like you know what you came here for.
Exactly.
So ladies, please.
So why are you going to be unnecessary? Keep us up another 30 minutes to an hour. We could bring that this over with.
Exactly.
So,
or even I was talking to a woman once, and she said, I think we should be friends. I said, friends.
What?
Well, so here's how I handled that. I said, well, I have to tell you something. I don't have any friends, nor do I want any. I said I have two types of people in my life. I said one type of person is making money with me, and we're talking business. That's the only reason we know one another. The other type of person is making sex with me. So she said, well, you don't have, I said, I just told you the two types of people I have, and I have no friends, and if I wanted a friend, I'd get a dog. So I said, so you have to choose which one you want. She said, well, I don't know how I'm going to be doing business with you. I said, okay. And she said, I'm not ready for sex. I said, okay. She said, then there's no reason for me to talk to you. I said, okay. So she hung up. 15 minutes later, the phone rang. And she said, you just going to let me walk away like that? I said, I just told you I have two types of people. I'm not playing with you. You're not my friend. I said, I've never had a female friend and I don't want one. I have no friends and I don't want to be your friend or anyone else's. So if you stay on this phone with me, you understand what's happening.
That was good advice.
Letting them know.
Good advice.
That's some game right there, man. I'm surprised you don't make more of that. That is. I never even thought about that shit. To be honest with you, I just use okay. You just want to be friends. All right, I'm just out completely.
No, that was an exit. But it was I thought she was playing poker.
Yeah, because we already know these women that come with their bullshit sooner or later. Guys get fed up with them. Word gets around, and then these are the same women that later on they come and they're like,
what happened? Where did all the men go?
Right.
Shout out Coach Greg Adams. So that's
that reminds me, man. I had like one chick. Like she's 48, but she looked good for her age. And I told her I'm looking for a friends with benefits, nothing serious. I had the audacity to say, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm looking for a soulmate. Well, I wish you luck." I'm like, a soulmate? I want to tell her, you're 48 years old. Your days of finding a soulmate have been long over.
Exactly.
But I just, as a matter of fact, look, I got your number. I'll probably text you the message. But she's, yeah, I got receipts, but it's on my other phone though. But I left it on red. I didn't even answer that. I'm like a soulmate. I just left that on red and I never hit her back. But I'm like, 48 years old. You looking for a soulmate? You're like 20 years late. That ain't happening. But
25 years late.
25, yeah, 25.
Like,
So
that's why polygyny is biblical and mathematically it makes sense. Men, being that we're more about labor, hard work, making it happen, we put ourselves naturally in more dangerous positions. Um, Women age out faster than men do. There's, pardon me, there's more women born than men. Women can only get pregnant once every, what, year and a half, like safely?
Depends.
Year and a half, 2 years.
I have cousins who are like born in the same year.
Oh, shit.
One in February, one in December.
So a
So
lot of Humpty Dunk going on. But yeah, so this is why subconsciously all the evidence points towards polygyny. You know, because if you put every man and woman in a couple, there would be a massive amount of women left over, and then these will be the chicks again that come and say,
What happened? Where did all the men go?
not realizing that they're supposed to be sharing us, because is we're baseball bats. A baseball bat,
To be hit.
yeah, you know, it could smack 1,000 balls out the park, 1,000,000 balls out the park and shit. But that ball is gonna get hit, right? And then it's gonna take time to bring that ball back to get hit again and shit. You feel me? So is subconsciously, naturally, mathematically, and biblically polygyny. You know, and that shit rhyme right there. So I'm gonna give myself a, because we don't want to see women be left alone and shit. You feel me? And even the girls who have the bad attitude and they come around saying,
I am a nasty woman.
we still want those ladies to find somebody to keep them around as well, because you know I'll be feeling bad sometimes. You know, God bless, and I don't wish this upon nobody, and I try to be noble about it. You know, like out of respect, courtesy, and all that. But these older women, they're not built like men. Biologically, men and women are different. They're nurturers. We're warriors, laborers. Um, so their muscle mass starts depleting rapidly, you know, over time, and that's why God put it that they be a man's companion, and as long as she's having a good attitude, you know, guys are gonna keep her around. And it's even said like biblically as well, like if you want more wives, be honest. Women, most of them, not all of them. I don't want to talk for all of them, but most of them, because I've seen videos. Y'all could look up like female like dating strategies and things like that they talk about how you can convince women into threesomes and foursomes. You know,
Huh.
and it's just like we know deep inside that these chicks are really,
I am a nasty woman.
and
right.
when again a man's testosterone stays up high and is continued at a valuable level, being that he has more women. We saw with Tiger Woods, the minute his main squeeze, what was it, Erin or something, the blondie, she found out he was banging other shorties right away. She forced him to leave them girls, and we just saw his career go, you know, and that was whack. Because naturally, us men should be with more than one woman. It's just biblically it says, treat them all good. You know, don't deprive love from any of them. Don't mistreat them or anything. And women gotta wake up as well, and they gotta stop with their nonsense being all up in there and accept.
And you see, and I sent you the message I was talking about
Oh, you did?
on Instagram. On Instagram DMs. Yeah, the message you sent me. I never answered that shit.
Let me see. Hold on.
But yeah, man. What you said about the three ways, I don't know if you ever saw my videos I posted with these chicks.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And let me
Yeah,
tell you
but-
real quick, those videos.
And one of them actually got taken down, even though I censored what they were doing. I'm like, how the hell did it get censored?
We know what happened, man. Somebody came along and they got all up in there and snitched.
Yeah, man. But yeah, you can see that. I don't know how well you can see her picture, but she ain't that bad looking for her age. But to sit there and tell me at her age that you're looking for a soulmate, like have you lost your mind? Like,
Nah, that's true, B. You're 1,000% right on that. You know, like at a certain age, that's why back in wow, it was good. Pardon me, my bad. Back in in older times when polygyny was more embraced, women were at their happiest because naturally women like men that are already pre-selected by other women. Women like men that they know could lay the pipe. You know how Ted was just telling us that he smashed Shorty, and then Shorty started talking to other women, and now all these shorties wanted Ted to come around and do his due diligence. Give them what they rightfully deserve, which is
Fucking right now, pussy.
Yo, Cash,
So-
I'm almost ready to go.
What was I gonna say? What one of the things that's interesting to say to a woman, because women they expecting every guy to have game. So if you tell a woman game is for a guy who needs it, she's gonna ask you, what do you mean?
that's true.
So you say the guys who need game because they have nothing else to offer. And now she's thinking that, so it's like, so I don't need game. You need me. I don't need game.
That's OG talk right there. Be honestly, because I never thought of that, and no lie, that one right there earned it.
But see, you get rid of competition too for cats who want to have game. Now you make her doubt other men.
And you know what's crazy? And this is not to shit on nobody. I'm gonna keep this as anonymous as possible. I knew this guy, right? Somewhere on this planet. I knew this guy, and he confessed to me that his baseball bat, didn't really
Wasn't swinging out, wasn't hitting, couldn't even get hit him at first base, huh?
He was
It
impotent
was-
or something, or
it was basically like, it was a shorter length bat and shit.
well,
Well, one thing this motherfucker had was
T-ball
crazy game and shit. And he confessed to me, he's like, man, I gotta have game because my dick is small. I was like, oh.
See, there's the point. Now you get exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Guys who have game have it because they have to.
Yeah, being like, I swear to God strike me dead if I'm lying. No homo, no homo, no homo, no homo. I am well equipped. Know what I mean? But I do lack in like that whole like seduction thing and all that, because it's just a whole Rubik's cube with these girls, and it was one of you guys, I believe, that said you want the woman in your arena. You don't want to be in her arena. You
No
feel me?
question.
So
Red Pill probably said that. I mean, that's
was that Red, Ted, London? Who was it?
I can't remember if I said that right now.
But yeah, it was one of y'all that said, you want the woman on your field, in your arena. You don't want to be in hers. You feel me? So when people,
that's the same thing as saying you want her to follow your program. You don't want to
Exactly.
follow hers.
Word
That's
up.
all it means. Just another way of saying the same damn thing.
right. It's so when I told the woman I don't have any friends, now either she's walking or she knows to go forward. She's on my program now.
That's the thing, because if you follow a woman's program, you're going to be dragged along. You're going to have a lot of wasted time, a lot of wasted money. I mean, she could be running game on you, she's going to milk you for everything you got. And then, when your time will come, like 10 years later, she's out of option. That's going to be a come up. And then you got guys who try to pass that off as success. Like, yeah, I slid up in her DM. She ignored me for months, and now we're together. And you think that's an accomplishment?
Negative.
Exactly. Perfect timing with that one. Like, nah, bro, you were like last minute option right there. Like,
And it's crazy
And
because I'll tell y'all a quick one and shit. We got about 5 minutes left. There was this woman who was married, who I'll be honest, I was the guy who came around. You feel me? And I ended up being the one to.
Part of a CXS. Fucking right now, pussy.
Yeah, I've been on
And,
that
and
street.
she had told me that, she looks at her husband and she's like, yeah, I settled for him. I'm like,
course.
damn. Yeah, like,
of course.
I'd be sick if, like, that was the immediate woman that I had. Because again, I'm a firm believer, pardon me, in polygyny, and I could thoroughly explain it. All of us agree. subconsciously, biblically, mathematically, any way you want to take it, biology wise, it's supposed to be like that. I'll be damned if my immediate chick just says that about me, because your main squeeze is like the shorty, the one that you found the most attractive. You're like, yo, like, holy shit, I want to be around her every day. So, that was fucked up, and that was years ago. It's close to 10 years already when I heard that, and that was a red pill moment for me, B.
But see, red pill, like you were saying, that the woman chose the guy later, right? He went into her DM and she chose him later. That's a guy who's afraid to put any demands on a woman, and that's where a lot of guys go wrong. They're afraid to put demands, because once you start putting demands, this is my show, and if you don't like it, then you can leave. And now she's walking on eggshells.
Letting shorty know.
It's like, here are boundaries. You probably heard me say before. If you don't set boundaries with the woman and say, do not violate that boundary, and if she does, I look, there are consequences. And it's because here's the thought: as a man, what are you gonna do about it?
Okay.
Like what is she going? No. But I'm saying, look, you have boundaries and there are consequences. She's like, well, you can't give me. I just said there are consequences, and if you don't like it, you can leave. But here's the fact: what are you going as a woman? I'm saying to a woman, what the fuck are you gonna do about it?
Oh shit. Letting shorty know, no holds barred.
Right. Like what are you gonna do? Are you gonna beat me up? Like, what are you going to do about it? If you don't like it, if you feel threatened, you should leave. Right? So I'll treat a woman well, but like I'm gonna check her in a heartbeat. And it's not gonna be like next week. It's like, wait, right now, right here, we're gonna put an end to this right here. Or you need to find someone who is open to that, because I'm not that guy. You want a guy who you can put on a strap on with.
Word. And it's crazy because, again, biologically and subconsciously, that right there, that assertiveness,
exactly,
being decided and setting like your boundaries, it turns women on, and
boom, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yup.
Because not most guys are afraid to do that, because they think playing the nice guy route, trying to get on their good side, they think that's the secret. No, the hell it's not. You're doing the same thing, 99% of other men. She's been there, done that. She heard that already. She don't want those men right there. Right. They don't want pushovers.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
London, you got anything you want to throw on that?
Well, and I'll just say, women understand, even if they don't understand the technical aspects of how their brains function, they know their brains go in crazy directions, and they need a man to. It's like, maybe you've heard me say it. A woman's like water. A man is like a container. And if you don't provide a solid container, if you're a container made of paper, she's gonna eat through your ass, right? So you need to be solid, but not something she's gonna rust and then eat through you in 10 years, like you were saying. You've got to be a solid gold, porcelain, whatever it is, container, because she's gonna be all over the place, and she knows that. And women look for men to be that container and that rock, or whatever they want to call it.
And you're right, B. No matter how much these women, and no disrespect, but ladies, let's be realistic. Majority of y'all be talking, oh, I am woman, hear me roar, and I'll make it happen, blah, blah, blah. And we all know that that's just a, you know what I mean? Oh man, brothers, this has been fire this evening. And I truly hope, that we could do it again. And I want to thank all of y'all for being here. In closing, we got about 2 minutes left. Is there anything? Somebody commented contain that pussy. Yo, that
and next time
right
without
there,
the technical difficulties.
That comment right there deserves a. Yeah, and again, we had a lot of technical difficulties. Joe Biden was out here being a hater. And Trump told us that he was gonna be the winner, but we found out that that's a bunch of fake news. So we had technical difficulties, in which caused us to start late, but we got it done because we sought out solutions. We did not get in our, and we made it happen. In closing, guys, drop your contact info if you want to give anybody a shout out and all that. Whoever wants to go first.
Oh, I just want to say one thing as a leaving message. I was taught from a mentor. When you go to a vending machine and you put in 99 cents, do you get what it is that you're looking for? The answer is no. The reason why is because it's missing that 1 cent. You got to put in a full dollar. So in life, make sure you put 100% instead of 99%.
Good words.
And
good
you can find me at A Life is Good 15 on Instagram. And I want to thank Cash and all you guys here for spitting knowledge tonight and just sharing your feelings and being yourselves. And I'm thankful for being here tonight. And that's from me. My name is Jonathan, real name. And that's all I have to say.
Ted Red.
Good, man.
Yeah, you can find me on all social Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Santos_Ted, and check me out on YouTube. I have a channel, Ted Santos. I do a show, Straight Talk, where we talk about relationships, business, social challenges. And on Fridays, I started a show where we do YouTube and chill, usually talking about relationships, intimacy, almost always talking about sex. Provided no one gets my show shut down when I talk about threesomes, but we talk about stuff like that, so you have to check me out.
Yeah. Yeah, you already know where to find me. I also have a backup page because I keep getting strikes. But hey, what it is.
Yeah, Red Pill Rican on Instagram. Brothers, I want to thank y'all for being here this evening. Once again, to the public, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Democrats and Republicans was hating. Shout out all libertarians. Shout out my co-host Z-Dot, who was not here with us this evening, but he was here with us in the spirit. God bless. You guys are truly amazing. I'd be lying to say that I don't look at y'all Instagrams every day to seek out motivation and all that. And yeah, anybody who wants to hit us up, you can find me at The Fix for New York on Instagram for now. If you like what you viewed this evening, feel free to become a Patreon, $3 a month. If you want to submit more than $3, the Cash App is right there up top. If you ever need somebody to talk to, you can reach out to any one of us, fellas, ladies as well. We got love for the women, but this is a man's conversation. This is a channel for, politics and the manosphere, and we always make sure to protect our women, but we still call women out on their hypocrisy. Red Pill Rican, Jonathan London, Mcintosh, Ted Santos, and your boy Cash First. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Fellas, thanks for being here. This has been The Fix for New York. Once again, catch y'all next time, and we out of here.
Take care.
Take care.
All right.
Okay. Good. That was great, man.